Good morning, Facebook land, and I know Jenny DeLacy is going to be running her video workshop today, and she says to me, don't do them from your car, but here I am. It's 9 o'clock, and I said I was going to be here at 9 o'clock, and the only time for me to do it is in my car. The only way for me to do it, is in my car, so here I am. Okay, so for those that have been following these lives, welcome to week 8. I'm so excited to be here with you, and today I want to pull together a whole lot of themes that we've been talking about, which is all about how to help people buy from you, how to take them through that journey. And today we're going to focus on the end of that journey. So how do you ask people to buy from you? How do you cover off if they've got objections, and how to negotiate? So I was thinking this morning as I was trying to get my kids ready and out the door for school that that's a really great way to think about how to manage your clients and your negotiations and your client journey. So what I mean by that is, if you leave the negotiations and all of those things to the last minute or the last step in the journey, then you're setting yourself up for failure. So think about it like this. Imagine that what you really need to do is to get your 5-year-old or 6-year-old ready for school. If you start doing that at 10 past 8, and all the way before that, the weeks and days, and you know, it's the last week of term, so for the rest of the year, if you've been just letting them do whatever they want and not follow a routine and not follow a discipline and not explain to them why it's important that we get to school on time and all of those sort of things, then doing it on the last Thursday of term is near impossible. Because you know what? You haven't set yourself up for success. Well, dealing with clients is exactly the same. I'm not sure whether you remember, but right back at the beginning, when we talked about the beginning of the journey, I said to you, have a roadmap. Say to people, we do this and we do this and we do this and we do this. So I sort of say to people, we have a meeting, and then I write you a proposal, and then we discuss that, and then you say yes to working with me, and then we organize the date for that, and then we take it from there. That's in my very first meeting, so people know exactly what I'm going to do, how I'm going to ask them to buy from me, and when. And if you can do that with your clients, then you will put yourself in a much better position when you come to ask them, because they're prepared, they're ready, they know the routine, you've told them, you've been following the bouncing ball, and you've just really made it easy for yourself. So, how to ask people to buy from you? Just do it. So what I do is I go backwards to go forwards. Let me explain. So let's say, you know, I've done all the steps that I said I was going to do. The very next thing that I do is I say to people, fantastic. Now, let me just cover off what we've been through. Here's the problem that you presented with when I first met with you. Here's what we discussed. This is what I know about you. Here's where I feel like I can help you. Here's the value that I'm going to provide. Here's all of the things that we've discussed to date. And I don't mean to go on for 3 hours, because those discussions, but a key summary, focusing on their problem, your solution, and the value you provide. Then at the end of that, you simply say, so are you ready to start? When you ask a question like that, for God's sake, be quiet. Do not fill the void. Once you've asked for the sale, are you ready to start? How does that sound? Where to from here? When would you like to do this? Whatever that question sounds like for you, and try a few different ones, then be quiet. The next person to speak should be your client. And the chances are, if you've done your job well all the way along the yellow brick road, they will say yes. But remember, when we're taking someone on a buying journey, it's helping them make a great buying decision for them, okay? So part of making a great buying decision might be that the answer's no. They don't want to buy from you, and that's okay. That just means you've got a good process. A good sales process means that people work efficiently and effectively through it, not that they all say yes. Okay. So, objections. People have completely the wrong end of the stick with objections. And we all know the common ones about price or etc, etc, etc. So let me go through what an objection really means first, because people use terms like, oh, you've got to handle objections like they're a snake, or like you've got to get rid of them. Actually, beautiful people, objections are your friends. Do you know what an objection means? An objection means that they're thinking about buying from you. And isn't that what we want? Don't we want them to think about buying from you? Yes. So let's think about objections. So when you meet an objection, there's two things to be aware of. Very often the first thing that they will say is something to do with price. Don't get all worried about that. It's a bit of the same with your kids, right? So what's the first thing they go to? Mum, can I have a lolly? No. So it's the same thing with clients. Or you might say, your kids might say, Mummy, can I have a lolly? Oh, tell me why you want that. Oh, I'm hungry. You know what? It would actually be better for you to have an apple. So we can do exactly the same thing with our clients. So when someone comes up with their first objection, the first thing I want to do is understand it. Because what I know is the first words that come out of their mouth may not be the real underlying fear or objection that they actually have. So if they say, oh, I'm worried about the price, the first thing that I say is, oh, okay, no problem. Tell me more about that. And again, I'm quiet and I'm listening because I want to know. I want to know what they mean by that. Because price can mean lots of different things. And I've forgotten his name. Oh, Warren Buffett. Warren Buffett, this is often quoted to him, but someone else wrote it. But he says that value is what you get, price is what you pay. So when someone talks about price or, oh, I don't think I have the time, or I'm not sure, go, okay, great, no problem. Tell me more about that. And in doing that and in listening, you'll be able to uncover actually what they're talking about, what their flavour of objection is. The best way to answer objections is to have some stories up your sleeves about how other clients have felt exactly the same way. So if someone says to me, oh, I'm not sure I have the time to invest in this right now, I say to them, you know what? I totally understand. Other clients who have started this program with me have felt exactly the same way. But they made the decision to give it a go. And as they were working through it, they actually realized that by spending some time on working through their sales processes and getting that right, that actually gave them more time at the end of the day because they were more efficient and effective. So I totally understand how you feel. But I also know from my personal experience and having walked so many other clients just like you through this, that I will give you time if you just invest some time with me. And then smile. And then I say something else like, how does that sound? Or are you ready to start? Or is there anything else? Because what I want to do, because I love objections and because objections are my friends, I want to meet them all. Because if I can meet them all and help the person work through them, then I'm helping that person buy from me. And again, in their buying journey, that might mean that they decide not to, and that's okay. So, I want you to think about all of the things and all of the points where you negotiate, where you might meet objections. I want you to arm yourself with beautiful floral, not swords and stuff, but nice, beautiful things, with some stories about how other people have felt exactly the same way, what they did about it, and what their outcome was. And you need to go and practice these things. Objections and asking people to buy from you are the ultimate culmination of going on this journey with them. This is why you started the journey with them. This is why you were holding their hand. This is why you were helping them, to help them make a good buying decision. And you should be proud of yourself for doing that. And again, let me just reiterate, whether that decision is yes or no is irrelevant. What you want is a decision. You want progress. And that's the last thing that I'm going to share with you, is about results. Often when people think about sales and selling, they think the result is making the sale. And don't get me wrong, it absolutely is. But you need to think and focus on the results all along the way. If you try a new pitch and connect with some new people, that's a win. That's a result. If you are able to take someone to the first step of your journey, that's a result. If you get to the point where they're interested to know more, that's a result. If you are more confident every time you do something, every time you try something, that's a result. Obviously, when people say no to you, that's a result, because you know what? That says that you've taken them through a buying journey and they've made a decision. Great job. If you've taken someone through a journey and they've said yes to you and you've got a new client, then that's a result. All of them are results. So sometimes when we focus on that end result, the sale, we lose sight of our client. We certainly lose sight of their journey, and so we lose them. So my beautiful people, I encourage you to hold your clients by the hand. I encourage you to not lose sight of them. And if you walk with them on this journey, I promise you, some of them, the right ones, will say yes to you. So here's to saying yes. I'm off to a new client meeting today. I'm very excited. I've met this guy before, but I haven't really sat down and talked about his business before. So here I am walking my talk today, going out and doing a first meeting, and absolutely I will be using my story of my journey and how I help clients and asking him to take the next step. So for those of you who have been around a little bit, you will know that from time to time I run an 8-week sales challenge, and the next one's coming up starting I can't remember, anyway, beginning of October. I can't remember exactly the date, after school holidays here in Victoria. So if you have enjoyed this series of 8 videos, this is just a sneak peek into how I take people through to develop their own confident sales style and their own sales journey, and how I can help you apply all of the things that I know to your business. I only take 8 because what I know is a lot of the value I provide is my input into understanding their business and understanding how to sell and how to apply this stuff to their business. And so hey Kristen, how are you? Yes, so if anyone out there is interested in taking on that 8-week program with me, I know from the people who have done it and from how it makes me feel that it absolutely gives you the confidence and the ability to create and discover and walk with your clients and find the right words and find the right angle so that you can be confident and beautiful and just this amazingly beautiful butterfly that goes out and flies and has a successful and beautiful business. So if anyone's interested in that, please comment or please get in touch with me, and here's to your sales success. And I love you all and have a beautiful day. Take care. Bye.